John still has Blip. This is the first appearance of Super Mario and Donkey Kong. He's been selling it for about 2 months. Why are you not on it? So there you go. Maybe we bought it. Today we are going to the One Day Comic Expo. It took us about an hour and a half to get here. Hopefully not only do we see a Fantastic Four #1 like we did last week, but Cassidy buys it for me.
Yeah.
So let's see what friend of the show, John Costa's One Day Comic Expo has in store this year. Let's go inside. So Cassidy and I went to the One Day Comic Expo. As you saw from the opening, it was crowded.
It was very crowded.
This is the second year of the expo. It is held at the Holiday Inn Cherry Hill, so it's a bit of ways for us, about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more. The show is loaded with great comic book dealers. Only comic books.
Yeah, only comic books. I don't even remember seeing any toys. Like, I think it was purely comic books.
The comic was run by friend of the show, John Costa, who was on with us last year after the first year of One Day Comic Expo. We interviewed him, first interview we ever did about the comic book show. We have become friends since then. We couldn't miss it. We had to go. John is a good friend of the show. He is getting ready to open up a comic book store, which we will be visiting as soon as it opens. Stay tuned for that episode.
Sometime in May.
So the big thing that John does at the show is John has some great giveaways. So when you walk into the convention, if you're one of the first 150 people, you get a bag with a comic book in it. And it's not just a regular comic book. It's some...
It's a key. It's a key issue.
Some huge key issues he gave away. He couldn't remember which one was the biggest price book that he was giving away, but we got a good one. So you'll see right before the
Stay tuned.
We'll show you what the giveaway book was for us. We got a bunch of stuff at the convention. We bought a bunch of stuff.
I got my Star Wars pile is pretty small, but yeah. I got some things I'm very happy with.
And the biggest key we got was the giveaway key. We got a gold giveaway key. We got a huge key as a freebie when we walked in. And not only did you get the free book when you walked in, there was a free raffle that you could win any one of these books. And there were some great books there. And John is very inviting when he gets you in there. So you're getting stuff for your money. So you're paying $10 to get in, but you're getting a free book, which is big, and you're entering a raffle, which could also be big. So
we didn't win the raffle.
We didn't win the raffle. As far as we know, we were never notified. So we spent most of the time we were there doing what we always do. What are the two things we always do? We go through comic book bins. We'll talk about that in a second. We saw some great Fantastic Four issues as I was flipping through the bins. Really excellent Fantastic Four issues at really reasonable prices. that's the one thing we do. We go through bins. We look through comic books, usually dollar bins. We look through other bins. And the other thing that we've been doing lately is talking to people at the convention. And we ran into some people who are subscribers at the convention, and we stopped and talked to them. That's always fun for us. Thanks to everyone who came over and said hello to us. We really appreciate it. We really love when you guys say.
Some people recognized our voices before they recognized us.
That was a first. The first time someone recognized Cassidys' voice.
As we're flipping through bins.
They were flipping through bins and they heard her. And then, oh, wait, Cassidy from Collector's Confessions? Really, thank you everyone who came over. We really appreciate it. It's really cool to us when someone, comes over and says, really like the show. And it wasn't only shoppers. There was some of the vendors were like, hey, I really enjoy your guys' show.
I still think it's so funny because I was flipping. This happens at quite a few of our conventions when people recognize us, but I was flipping through bins and the guy next to me, when we switched spots, he was like, I didn't really see Star Wars, sorry. Because everyone knows I look for Star Wars.
So actually the coolest thing for me at the convention was we were talking with John at his booth. So John has a booth at his thing, and the guy next to me who we have ran into before, he's a retired teacher, he was like, hey, how you doing? I really like the show. He was like, I'm here because of you. Like, I saw the episode from last year and I was like, oh, I got to go to the show. So I made the guy tell John that he was here because of us. So if you're looking for conventions, check some of our previous episodes. We review a lot of conventions in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area. We really rarely find ones we don't like. There have been a couple, but most of the time
but we can always find something to buy.
We always find something to buy. We always have a good time. One Day Comic Expo is loaded with quality wall books. I would say that's the key to One Day Comic Expo.
I did see a Clone Wars #1.
She did. Lots of quality wall books. So let's take a look at all the wall books. Comment at the end, which one would you have bought? And a special surprise at the end of the wall books. So, which one of the wall books would you have grabbed? Remember, comment. Actually,
I would pick I would never get a slabbed book. I want a book that I can open and read.
the Clone Wars you saw was slabbed.
Yeah, the Clone Wars was slabbed, so I would never buy a slabbed book, but one day, Clone Wars number one will be mine.
When we start paying her. Actually, one of the free books that we got in the giveaway when we walked in was a wall book at a lot of the vendors.
Yeah, at a few
that
vendors.
we saw for as much as $190. The one down thing we had at the convention was there were not a lot of dollar bins.
Yeah, there was... I don't know how many dollar bins I'd say, but compared to other conventions, it was not a lot of dollar bins. No. And then it was hard to look through the dollar bins because of how packed the crowds were. So you kind of just had to wait around to look through. There
were good deals. So there was a lot of books.
There was some $2, $5.
A lot of good books. But, we like dollar bins. There were 50-cent bins, but what was the problem with them?
They were sold, all of them were sold. There was at least 10 50-cent bins.
Guy had an entire table of 50-cent bins. All the covers were on them. He was like, I sold
every time
all of
someone
them
asked.
Everyone, and we asked even too. We were like, oh, can we go to the 50-cent bins? He's like, nope, they're sold already. Someone bought all the 50-cent bins. So what are you going to do? We couldn't get to them.
Hopefully no Star Wars was in there.
One of the vendors that really stood out to us, there was a vendor that was selling foreign books, and I rarely see foreign books. And I'm so close to starting to buy foreign books. Every time I see them, I'm like, ooh, I should grab a foreign Fantastic Four. I have a couple of foreign Flashes already, but...
Slippery slope.
Slippery slope.
Because then you're going to have to get all of them.
Really slippery slope. Yeah, and maybe I'll get a Fantastic Four #1 from Germany or something. It's a lot cheaper than a regular one. There was also an artist alley, and one of the artists in the artist alley was Al Milgrom. Al Milgrom happens to be the first creator we ever interviewed on the show. You can look back at that interview from a very, very long time ago. He is great. I'm glad John was able to get him at the show. John keeps bringing in bigger and bigger creators each year, so hopefully next year there'll be even bigger ones. John has more shows coming up this year, so we'll show you at the end where else you can see John. So this was Cassidy's first year at the show. Cass, what did you think?
I thought it was good. I wish there was more dollar bins. But that's not something that you can control at a convention, because that's just based on the vendors. So, and I do wish that there was maybe some more. We know I like my artists, and we know I like but as far as comics goes, we did. Dad's Haul is... We found some good books. We did end up with some good books. I really like buying from John. He's always very good with deals.
He's very good to us.
So, because I did buy some comics from his booth. So I love seeing him at conventions. I always love his booth. So
good to John. So, and also there was one vendor we came across, Mutation Comics. They have a store. He was a fan of the show, so he asked us to come down. We're going to actually schedule something hopefully in May where we go down and visit the store and do an episode right from the store. So stay tuned. We would be going to the Milford Mills and we will be checking out the store. It was cool. I actually bought a comic book from him too. That was pretty cool. So anything else? Without any further ado,
let's get into
it's your favorite part of the show. It's the haul part. But before we do the haul, we want to show our giveaway books. So each of us got a bag, and inside the bag, which is a cool bag. This is going to be John's store. It's going to be New Jersey Comic Stop. So this is the store. So if you're in the New Jersey area, check his store out. So Cash, you want to go first?
I'll go first. So we got Judge Dredd #1. So this is the first appearance of Judge Dredd in the United States.
That's correct.
First appearance in the United States.
In an American comic book, I guess, the best way to say it.
And Brian has actually been collecting this series, so
we're going to give this to Brian.
We're going to give this to Brian.
Even though he was too busy to come to the convention with
us. He could have gotten Judge Dredd for free, but we're going to give it to him.
And here is the big book that we got. Remember, this was free for us to get in. We paid $10 to get in, and this was in our...
The highest we saw on the wall was $190.
$190. Wolverine #1.
For free!
This is a gold key. It's Wolverine's first solo series. This is the first cameo appearance of Yukio. It's the first use of Wolverine saying, "I'm the best there is at what I do." This is a big key for us for free, basically. So we got this
for $10.
For $10, basically. And but it got us in the show too. And there were also bigger books that I remember. I think there was She-Hulk #1. There was a first appearance of Spider-Woman. There was a whole bunch of really good books in there. So hopefully, if anyone else was at the show, love to hear which book you got in the free giveaway. Maybe we can compare notes and see what we got there. Maybe if someone wants to trade this for something else that I would want. So without anything else,
did anyone get a Fantastic Four?
That's #1. Let's look at Cassidys Haul.
Okay, so my haul is fairly small. This is the haul. So first I got Star Wars High Republic #2 by Marvel. So this is my first key of this haul. It's the first cameo appearance of the Nihil, Renestra Rowe, and first appearance of Calo, Sulman, Seret, and Terek. Do I know most of those characters? No, I do not, but I will.
What issue is this? Issue number
2.
All right. You have issue #1?
I think so.
Okay.
I get confused because there's a few High Republic series. So I just need to organize them. Then I got Star Wars #36. This was not $2. This was in the dollar bin. Actually, no, it was in a $2 bin, but it was like buy 10 for $10.
Yeah,
so it was
$1.
So I love Padme Amidala, so this I really liked this figure
I
cover.
love the cover artist. That's John Tyler Christopher's covers. He does the action figure covers for Marvel.
Then I don't often see these at conventions. This is Dark Horse, but it's classic Star Wars. So I got #4, classic Star Wars #4, #5, and #8. Then I have one of these. I have Star Wars Jabba the Hutt. So this one is Betrayal. And actually, when I got this, I thought that it was a one-off because it doesn't say any number, but it's actually part of a 4-part series.
There you go.
So
Another series.
I need to look for the Jabba the Hutt one. That's it for my dollar bin ones. I actually did buy some non-dollar bin ones, and so these 3 are from John's booth. I got Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, #1. So this is actually this is key #2, but it's my first gold key on the show that I picked up at a convention.
Oh, Cassidys' first gold key. Yay!
This is the first cameo appearance of Darth Maul, and then the first appearance of Anakin Skywalker, Padme Amidala, Jar Jar Binks, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Boss Nass. So
wow.
A pretty big book, and I didn't know it was a key. Actually, the reason. Okay, wait. I'll show the rest because I also picked up episode 1, Phantom Menace #2, and
that's also a key.
#4. Oh yeah.
That's a key.
So #2 is key #3 because this is the second cameo appearance of Darth Maul, and then I also got #4.
Is that the first appearance of Darth Maul?
No, so actually, well, John gave me a good deal, so they were
$10 each.
They were $10 each, but he gave me them for 10, all 3 of them. And the reason why, well, one, I really look out for prequels comics, but I have #3. I've had #3 since
you were little.
Since I was little.
It's probably bought it for you at some point.
It's been in my bin of Star Wars comics for a very long time. So I knew that I had 3 because it was on my CLZ app. And so when I saw that they had 1, 2, and 4, I was like, and they don't have 3? Like, that's, what a coincidence. Like, and I have 3 at home.
Yeah.
And then when I was kind of just like putting it on my app and I was looking at all of the ones, I realized that this one, the reason why maybe it wasn't at the convention is this is actually a pretty high priced book because this is the first cover appearance of Darth Maul. So I did not get this at the convention.
That's the most valuable of the 4, correct?
Yeah, this is the most valuable of the 4. I believe when we looked online, it was like, could be like a high of 180.
Okay.
So this is a gold issue that I've just had in my collection and I didn't realize that it was a gold issue. Look at how she took care of it. Yeah, it's actually in really good condition because I think I've probably read it once and I've just had it. But now I have the whole collection of episode 1 because it's a 4-part series.
Look at that. She can start reading it.
I know, I can read it now.
I'm very proud of how far Cassie's come since the show has started. Now she's doing gold keys, and she has a whole system of things going on. So it's really nice.
Yeah, I actually only have 2 gold keys in my collection.
Those two?
It's the 2.
The 2 you just showed.
It's these 2. So I only have 2
Comic
gold keys.
Conpalooza has really impacted Cassidy the most. She has changed since the beginning of Comic Conpalooza when we were at that Woodbridge show till this one, which
now I'm buying non-dollar
This
bins.
is the second to last week. We only have one more week. Next Saturday will be the last week of Comic Conpalooza. We did 8 weeks of Comic Conpalooza, and then we'll see where we go from there. We have some special stuff coming up after Comic Conpalooza, so hopefully you'll see. That's your haul?
That's my haul.
There you go. That's Cassidys Haul. Here is my haul. It's not the biggest haul.
It's a decent chunk.
But it certainly ain't the smallest haul, so let's get cracking. Action Comics number 365. Again, this was from the $2 bins, but buy 10 and they went down to $1. I never pass up on a 15-cent Action Comics. I never pass up on a 20-cent Action Comics. $4.39. $4.42. So there you go. 3 Action Comics for $3. This was also in a $1 bin, because I'm pretty sure I didn't spend that much for it. This is Justice League of America number 60. Back into trying to finish this series sometime. It might take a while. Also in a $1 bin, 67. Yeah, this is from the guy who had the 50-cent bins. He also had $1 bins, so I grabbed something.
He had some good stuff in the $1 bin.
Did.
I actually think that's where I got most of my Star Wars.
Justice League of America 217. I have this already, but this is one of my favorite covers. I actually have a t-shirt of this cover and a wall poster. Sometimes you can see it behind me. It's usually right over here in the corner. I don't think you can see it today though, but sometimes it's there. Brave and the Bold number 189.
Never really pass up a Brave and the Bold.
I do not.
As long as we don't have
Green Lantern 132. Same thing. Don't pass it up if it's there. Warlord is something new we're trying to finish. 60. 91. And 100. And very closely related to Warlord, in my opinion, is Commandy 45. These are not Jack Kirby Commandees. 51. Icon, you guys know I buy Milestone anytime I see one. Icon number 7. New Teen Titans number 12. 17, which is my first key. This is the first appearance of Magenta. Yes, I have a key. 18. And 19.
a good amount of DC so far.
Also, Tales of Teen Titans, number 47. So, at the booth that we bought the $1 bin ones from, so it was if you buy 10, they went from $2 to $1. But if you also spent over a certain amount of money, he had different rows, and you could pick a comic book from the row. So, I spent over 20, so I got to pick this for free. So, this was a free comic book. It's a
I've never seen that at a convention,
I thought it was a great idea.
It was a great idea because it was if you spent, I don't know if it was 80 or 100, but he had some.
He had some good books.
He had a slab.
Great way to get people
book,
buying more. I wonder if the guy who bought all the 50-cent bins got to pick from the wall. All right, that's the DC haul right here, minus the Spider-Man. Now let's look at the Marvel haul. Avengers 183. This is key number 2. In this issue, Miss Marvel joins the Avengers. Alpha Flight 67. Al Milgrom was there, so as my little dedication to Al Milgrom, I bought one of his series. Team America, number 9. Number 11. He worked on that. Machine Man 13. Another series I collect on and off, only when I see it in the $1 bins. 14. Same thing with Howard the Duck. If I see it, if I see Howard the Duck for $1, I'm never passing it up.
We did see some Howard the Duck on the walls.
Issue 10, number 1. We saw it, number 1 on the wall. I'm going to buy it at some point, but I'm not ready yet. 21.
Buy Fantastic Four number 1 first.
Well, Howard the Duck number 1 is nowhere near the same price.
I know.
31 and 32. Going along with that theme of 70s Marvel. Master of Kung Fu. 46. Rom. Actually, it's funny. They only had a couple ROMs, and every one of them I needed. ROM 3.
I feel like that rarely happens.
ROM 5. This is key number 3. The first appearance of the Hellhounds of the Dark Nebula. This is number 5. Number 7. And finally, number 69.
69, dudes!
Bought some She-Hulks. She-Hulk number 1. This is a latest series. Love when it's coming into frame. Another She-Hulk number 1, different series. There have been a lot of She-Hulk series. This is She-Hulk number 2. Key number 4. First appearance losses of Jennifer Walters. Team She-Hulk is a member. Hellcat, Annie Huang, and Hi Hi. So it's her, like, lore off his team.
And also, maybe when you, like, finish this series, I might read it, because I really like this art
She-Hulk
style
number
of this
3.
series.
She-Hulk number 4. She-Hulk number 5. This is a Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. Looks like the first appearance of Galactus.
Have to move some of these over.
What if the Fantastic Four, the newer Fantastic Four, that was a cool one. It was the Hulk, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Wolverine became the Fantastic Four. This is a one-shot. And then I bought some Fantastic Fours. So the last bunch of books I bought one big book. I bought Fantastic Four 43. That's a good book for us. 22. Oh, I mean 222. Sorry,
I was going to be like
222.
22.
262. Great John Byrne art. 265. This is key number 5. The She-Hulk joins the Fantastic Four after the Thing quits, and Alicia Masters gets replaced by a Skrull. This is a good book.
I actually never knew that She-Hulk joined.
Yeah, She-Hulk joins them. This is the book I bought from Mutation Comics. Great. Comics. Great Todd Knuck cover. This is a variant cover from the current series. Another variant cover, issue number 4. This is key number 7. This is the first appearance of the Fantastics. I don't really know who they are.
Well,
this
you'll
is
find out.
another one. Fantastic Four number 1, not the one I've been looking for. Right? This is much later. This is key number 6, the first appearance of Astronomica. The first appearance of Zora Vukovic, who becomes Victoria. She starts working for Dr. Doom. And finally, variant cover for 44. It's Invisible Girl as a Skrull. So that's the haul. Along with that, we want to talk about John's comic conventions coming up. So here's a list of John's comic conventions coming up. We will be attending as many of these as we can. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay. We highly recommend going to them if you can. Check them out. He runs some great conventions. Also coming up at the end of April, we will be attending the Super Jersey Comic Expo. We will have a booth, so come over and say hello. We will be doing a panel for the first time. We're moving up in the world. So it's a panel and a booth, and at the booth...
It's New Jersey's largest comic convention.
We'll be there. At the booth, we're going to be giving away our first limited edition sticker. We're only going to use it until we run out. So there it is, our first sticker. What we're going to do is when we attend conventions moving forward, we're going to do a sticker for each convention. This is the one for Super Jersey Comic Expo. Stop by the booth.
Collect them all.
Yeah, and then maybe if you collect them all over sometime, we'll do some kind of giveaway with them. Stop by, just grab this. We'll also be giving away some free books. Here's a picture of the big books we're giving away. We're going to be doing we're going to have a bunch of bins on the table. Free books for anyone who comes over. If you're not a subscriber, you get 1. If you are, you get 2. So come on over, grab some free books. And I'm telling you, there's some good books in our free giveaway bin. So One Day Comic Expo is a thumbs up. We had a great time. This is the 7th week of Conpalooza. Next week will be the last week, so don't miss that one. One more week of Conpalooza. Then we're taking a break from comic conventions till Super Jersey Comic Expo. Thanks for watching. Love what you collect.
And collect what you love.
We'll see you next time.